York's classic rock, Q1043.
A very special guest with us, the current AEW TBS champion.
Yeah.
But I had no idea you were going to walk in here so glamorous.
Oh, I always have to walk in like this.
But I mean, you're totally glamorous.
Thank you. I have a big day today, and I always have to look like a CEO every single day.
I mean, it's just incredibly awesome, and I
Hey, you make me look good. It's fine.
Anyway, we've got Shelly. Say hi.
Hi, Shelly.
Good morning. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you.
and Trevor, of course.
Yeah.
And substitute Trevor, Chris, who had the day off today, but he had to come here because today his identity is fanboy Chris.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he loves you.
And I can tell because he's wearing my favorite wrestler's
Yes.
shirt, Eddie Guerrero. So I'm like, all right.
So you have just such a fascinating story to tell, because you were Sasha Banks.
Yep.
And you were famous. And you had lots of fans and people loved you. And then, because of the way the things work in the world, you had to create a new identity. You went to, your real first name.
Mercedes. Yep.
Mercedes. But you had to kind of start from scratch, and you got famous not only all over again, but even more famous.
I know. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy that you can go from such a big name as Sasha Banks that I was for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that was a name that I've only known. I didn't even get to hear my real name, Mercedes, for such a long time because people just identified me as Sasha Banks. And then when I left WWE, I was like, what do I want in my life? I'm like, I want money. What do I need? I want money. So I changed my name to Mercedes Moné because I'm getting exactly that, all the money in the world. And it's just been so incredible. I made my AEW debut March 13th at the TD Garden in Boston. And straight away, the fans just started chanting CEO Mercedes Moné, and it's just like an instant switch. Like, I don't identify as Sasha Banks whatsoever. Everybody knows me now as Mercedes Moné, the CEO and the face of TBS, because I am the TBS champion.
Well, I can see by the big giant championship belt that you have in the
It really
room
is
with
big.
us right now.
It's really big. It's probably over 10
Wait a minute,
pounds.
is it heavy? Is it heavy?
It's so heavy. It's so heavy. It kind of sucks sometimes to travel with because it just adds so much more extra weight into my bag. I just came back from Mexico and they're like, it can only be 10 kilos. I'm like, well, this is 10 kilos, so I can't. I have to bring this on the flight. But yeah, it is a lot to carry with because I get stopped at TSA all the time.
I can imagine. What is that? And what's your explanation like? It's my belt.
It is. They just go, you're a champion? I'm like, well, yes, I am. And they're just like, whoa, that is so cool. I'm like, watch every Wednesday on TBS.
Mercedes, so it's Moné.
Money. Yeah.
I can't even say it right.
What
No,
do you want?
she's-
You want some money?
Go ahead.
Moné.
Oh,
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Moné.
TBS, and I've got some Turner stuff
Yes,
on
you do.
here. Another sister network, TCM.
Yeah, and there's another wrestler named Tony Storm who is a big TCM fan. She pretty much based off her character of all of old school movies.
So when you created a character based on your own real self, what was that like for you? Because you had to step out of the character that had been created for you.
I pretty much
And
created
take
that
control.
character
But I
for
mean,
me.
to take complete control.
Yeah, I just evolved. I went from a legit boss to a CEO because I wanted to be the bosses of all bosses and really take control of my own life. I wanted to be the CEO of my own life, and I couldn't let anybody tell me what to do. I can't take no for an answer. I'm very feisty. I always try to follow my heart and listen to my soul, and my soul was just telling me it's time for a change. Don't go back, go forward. Keep on making history and keep on making a legacy for yourself. And now here I am, the TBS champion. And this Sunday at Forbidden Door, not only is my title on the line, the girl that I'm wrestling, Stephanie Valker, who's the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, her title's on the line. So this Sunday, I have the potential to make even more history and walk out as 2 belts Moné.
2 belts.
You'll
Two
never
belts.
get through TSA.
I know. I have to go a little bit extra early to walk through now.
But it's gonna balance out the shoulder problem.
It will.
Yeah.
It will help me in my
Yeah,
shoulders.
just
Yes.
10
yes.
on each side.
Well, the AEW's Forbidden Door event is Sunday
Yes.
at UBS Arena at Belmont Park. Now, you mentioned you'll be facing Stephanie in the match with both of those championships on the line. Are you friends?
We're not friends.
You're not.
I've only
friends?
met her one time last year. I had a match with her last year, and we were in a tournament for the New Japan Strong title, the title that she's holding. And just instantly, we had just an amazing chemistry. She is from Chile, but she lives in Mexico. She works for CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling, and she is legit one of the top wrestlers in the world. So I cannot wait to tear down the house with her this Sunday.
Okay, but then why aren't you friends?
Maybe we can be friends after I take her title.
Oh,
I was gonna say.
she's tough.
Yeah.
She is tough. Mercedes
Hey,
is
Mercedes.
tough.
Can I ask you, did you grow up wanting to do this?
Yes, I grew up when I was 10 years old. I started watching wrestling on TV, and I just was instantly hooked. There was a light that just came into my soul, and I was like, this is going to be your sole purpose. This is your dream. This is what you're going to be doing. And ever since I was 10, every single day, I was dreaming of becoming a pro wrestler. I looked up wrestling schools when I was 12 and emailed everybody, and they're like, you have to be 16, you have to be 18. And then once I turned 18, I knew that I can sign the papers by myself. I went to New England Pro Wrestling Academy in Boston and started training there. And then 2 years later, I got signed by the WWE.
And who were the stars that you admired so much when you were just a kid?
Eddie Guerrero. I love Chris Jericho. I love Rey Mysterio. I love Kurt Angle. And then I love Japanese women's wrestling. So Manami Toyota, Aja Kong, Akira. The name can just go on and on and on.
And you act.
And I act, yes. I am in The Mandalorian
So-
as a Mandalorian.
Yes, but tell me what that was like to find yourself in the Star Wars
Universe.
world.
It was so crazy how I got the opportunity. I did a interview for Hot Ones, which is eating the hottest chicken wings in the world. You go up every chicken wing, and there's a hotter flavor of hot sauce. And Jon Favreau watched it, and he told Disney that he really liked me. So Disney slid into my Instagram DMs, and they were like, Jon Favreau would love to call you. I was like, no way. So he FaceTimed me, and he was like, I just really loved your personality on Hot Ones, and if there's any way possible, I would love to write a role for you on the Star Wars Mandalorian. I'm like,
Wow.
me? He's like, can you do it? I'm like, well, I have to ask my job first. And they're like, he was like kind of blown away, like I have to ask first. But I'm like, absolutely, like I would love to. I couldn't believe it. And he wrote me in as a Mandalorian as the Night Owls.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
It's a quarter after 8 o'clock. We'll be right back here at Q104.3. By the way, we're friends with this guy, too.
Hey, this is Chris Jericho from Fozzy, rockin' New York, out of bed on the Jim Kerr Rock and Roll Morning Show. Wake up now on Q104.3.
Okay, fanboy Chris, this is your chance. You've got
gosh.
you've got this woman right across the room from you.
Let's go,
who you love
fanboy.
so much, Mercedes
He's so red.
Moné. I still can't say it right.
You
but
did
I
it,
got close.
Moné.
Hey.
You're throwing me on the spot, Jim. I'm getting nervous now. But
Looking like a strawberry over there.
is it really that obvious? It is?
little bit.
A little bit? All right.
I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, poke fun of me. I don't know. You've had a lot of great moments in your career, namely like headlining WrestleMania with Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
And you also obviously got to wrestle in Japan, which is I know that was a dream of yours for a while,
Yeah.
and then winning this belt, only held by 5 wrestlers
Yes.
in its history in 2.5 years. What would you think is either one of those 3 or something else? What would you think is like the biggest moment of your career?
That's hard because I've had so many. Can I name like
a lot
3?
That's fine. A lot of great moments.
Yeah, I've had a lot and incredible, amazing moments, but I don't think any of these moments would happen if I didn't have that match in Brooklyn in 2015 with Bailey. That match really changed the game, the landscape of women's wrestling, where people were like, whoa, we respect this and we want to see more. Because after that match, I felt like so many doors of opportunity happened for the women. So I would say that's number 1. Number 2 would definitely have to be main eventing WrestleMania 37, which was just like, that dream was just so big that I didn't even think it was possible. I just thought that was always just going to be a pipe dream, because you never see the girls being able to do that. But we did that, and It's either going to Japan and making that leap and doing that, or just making my debut at the TD Garden in Boston. I will never forget going out there because it wasn't announced that I was there. It was all speculation. And when I went out there, it was a sold-out arena, and they just erupted. I had fans traveling from England, Mexico, all over the world just to see my debut. And I will never forget just the feeling alone of just like, okay, I'm home.
And you know what's really exciting?
What?
The absolute favorite thing to ever have happen to you in your career
Yep.
hasn't even happened yet.
Yes, thank you. It's so true. I love that answer the most.
So it is Sunday,
Yep.
UBS Arena, AEW's Forbidden Door event. And it is still possible to get some tickets at Ticketmaster or AEWTix.com. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I hope to see everybody out there this Sunday. Bring a CEO sign, and I want to see the money dance, okay?
Jim, can you do the money dance?
I'd like to see the money.
Ready?
Let's see it, yeah.
CEO.
Oh. Jim, Chris, go ahead. Cameras are on you too.
I
This is
I had
Come on,
lower
guys.
than
Hands,
This
that.
is-
hands
No,
up
you
here.
got to do it. The
I
guest
have-
is here.
Ready?
All right.
CEO. CEO, because I'm a CEO.
I'm really
This
glad
is
we're on
this is too much for me to
radio.
take.
I've been
This
on
is
radio.
this is too much for me to take.
That's like
Mercedes, thank you. It's 8:25 at
Mercedes.
Q104.3. It's time for Q News.
New York's classic rock, Q1043.